You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Upotte. Hi, Ruronis. This is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, we get to cover another anime series, which is basically all my brand new anime reviews that I wanted to cover, which is basically to cover an original net animation or ONA series, which is original net animation anime. For today's anime review is Uppa. Uppa is a Japanese manga series by Kitsune Tennoji, which began serialization in July 2009. An original net animation ONA series by Xabic was streamed on Nico Nico Doga and Crunchyroll between April and June 2012. The series started airing on Japanese television in 2012. Its title comes from the reverse spelling of Teppo. Yep. So let's review the series right now. Let's review this anime. Let's begin. A Japanese man travels to Seisho Academy to begin his new job as a modern lit teacher. He soon learns that all the students are humanized, assault rifles trained to protect their weaponry, and he soon finds himself hospitalized after getting on the wrong side of the FNC rifle Funko. Funko, Ichiroku, and Ellie have the assault rifle class are challenged to a battle by their seniors in the battle rifle class. The Japanese teacher finds out a bit more about Funko and the other assault rifles and battle rifles. Later, the assault rifles take the submachine guns out for volunteer work, which brings up to the subject of the sad history of LA 85A1. The annual Seisho Academy team battle is commencing soon. Ichiroku has a bone to pick with her partner Elle and is being menaced by the two new transfer students. The Kalashnikov derived assault rifles SAKO RK952P, TP, and Gali, who are the main opponents in the team battle. By this time, the team battle begins, and Ichiroku advances to the final match by herself, while Elle is convinced by Seg to remember their friendship and lend a hand to her. Sako shows her merciless and sadistic side while confronting Funko in the semifinals, much to the anger of her friends at this point. Above all this, to avenge Funko, Seg, Ichiroku, and Elle have their face off against Sako and Gali in the final match. After the team battle ends, Funko's classmate AUG tries to overcome her shyness to get closer to her, which is almost not in a good way, particularly if you ever see this anime series called Upotte, because that is the question. I mean, what is it with school transfer students with machine guns and assault rifles in this anime? But that is the question, though, for this particular anime, like Upotte, for this particular reason, which is a lot very more questionable. That's the reason for this particular anime series as well, because that's the thing here, which is above all this as well. Winner comes and Funko to avenge. Funko and Ichiroku and Elle have to face off against Sako and Gali in their final match. After the team battle ends, Funko's classmate AUG tries to overcome her shyness to get closer to her, which is the question as well, which you guessed. And winter comes and Funko and her friends play together in the snow, leading to an accident that ends with the Japanese teacher becoming sick at home, which means he's calling in sick from work as well. Funko pays a visit to him to help him get better. The girls of the assault rifle class organize a maid cafe for the upcoming school festival. However, all their work is destroyed during a shootout between Ichiroku and her elder sister Ichiyon. When all hope seems lost, the Japanese teacher encourages his students to work overnight to have everything ready in time. By this time, the girls go on a class trip to a coastal town, which is basically their field trip outing, which is basically like their class field trip in this particular anime, like Uppa as well. They spend the day playing on the beach, exploring the town. and relaxing in the baths. While heading to the shops, 18 Gali and G3's younger sister, HK-33E, are mysteriously shot down as Ichiroku deduces to the assailants are target her. Funko and the Japanese teacher also come under attack but are safe to the arrival of the others. As when the assailants are leaving a message behind a message declaring a war against the Western guns will begin at midnight. Several explosions occur around the town. What you expect to see what is going on in this anime title like Upotte as well. Besides, it's like giving in the title to explain what it is about Upotte, which is boils everyone's mind as well, particularly because this anime has capsulated only 10 episodes, because that is the question for this particular anime series. We'll get to that in just quite a moment as well. Yeah. Funko, Ichiroku, Eru, and Sig accept the challenge and depart to confront the assailants. When Sako, who was informed of the situation by Gali, appears to join them, the girls have a fierce fight throughout the city until Funko come face to face with the enemy leader AK-74 at this point as well. For that is the question as well. When Genkoku tries to stand between them, but is shot by an AK-74, much to Funko's anger. However, Genkoku recovers from his wounds, as guns cannot truly harm anyone when are not used by people. In the end, AK-74 and her crew decided to withdraw, vowing to return another day. And the girls get back to the academy along with their beloved human teacher as well. Above of all this, to cover this with an OVA, just so you want to know. Above of all this, Funko, Ichiroku, and L and Sig go on a camping trip in the mountains, which is almost in the serious way, when they do some fishing in the river, smashing a watermelon, and relax in a hot spring. Later, as the girls turn in for the night, when Funko and Sig make a promise that they'll always be together, as you noticed, if you will, which is a questionable reason. So that's my review on the anime ONA series Upotte as well. So that's because the plot for the series like Upotte, however, I mean, the series takes place at a school known as Seisho Academy. Unlike an average school, all the students are actually humanized guns training to one day become a useful weapon, and is divided up into an elementary school, submachine guns, middle school, assault rifles, and high school, battle rifles and sniper rifles. They are capable of drawing the weapons they represent from out of thin air and using them, and any student or her manifested gun can suffer from any gun-related problem the other might have, particularly in Upotte as well. Which you guessed it. Yeah. What is with school students with guns in the anime Upotte as well? That's the question for this particular anime as well. All the students in Seisho train to shoot their target, literally using the ammunition. The series mainly focuses on an FNC assault rifle nicknamed Funko and her friends with their human teacher. So they naming all from every certain name from a rifle or gun, particularly in this anime series, like Upotte as well, because this is like your typical anime that is particularly an original net animation, or ONA for short, because ON original net animation is basically anime on the web, which is your typical anime that is basically straight onto the internet, which is the mirror's OAV, which is the term that has been used in the anime industry for straight-to-video animation since the early 80s as well. But this is the primary example for anime that is released on the web, like Upotte as well. It is not like if Sin the movie was released on the web, or some OVA that they wanted to release it on the web instead of broadcasting it on television, unlike among anime titles, which is for the satisfactory about how has been given in the title, particularly to explain what it is about Uppa, which it boils to the thing that this is your typical anime that has been released on the web instead of on television or on direct to video or at the movies or a TV special at this point, because nonetheless, as well, never to say that Uppa would have been an official OAV OVA, which is like an original anime, original video anime as well, because like direct to video anime. But it's basically like a web anime, which is basically ONA, yeah, for the question thing as well. Because Uppa, however, because this is your typical anime that has been released on the web, particularly because never to say, oh yeah, it did have been part of Crunchyroll when it was when you could watch it on there. If you haven't seen it, check it out on Crunchyroll. Yeah, because this is because the anime Uppa, however, this is like your typical like anime being released on the web, particularly. I mean, it's all right in my opinion, but that's the thing is that because you might have been know that this is your typical weird anime that has been released on the web as well. I mean, despite this is my misgiving because this is particularly one of the ubiquitous anime that has been released on the web as well. I mean, this anime was in my opinion, because what is, I mean, seriously, like, what is it with guns in the schools, as particularly in this anime like Appa as well? But that's the serious questionable reason as well, because I don't care for the Yuri aspect of it, but that is the thing, is that it's just my opinion, particularly for this anime, because this anime has capsulated over 10 episodes from April 8th, 2012, and it's released on and until its final episode. It aired on June 9th, 2012, which is particularly for 3 months, particularly. And yet, who composed the music in Appa? It was composed by the anime music composer Yukari Hashimoto, who is known for a number of anime series that he's composed for the music, such as Toradora, Omamori Himari, Mayo Chiki, Kanememo, Penguin Drum, Mr. Osumatsu, March Comes In Like a Lion, Saranzamai, and many of those works on any certain music that is certain anime have been composed. And yes, this is my misgivings with Uppa, particularly. It's not like if particularly how the most ubiquitous anime. I mean, in my opinion, it's all right, but I like Dirty Pair more, because if I want to watch a better anime with girls with guns from the 80s, I would go and watch Dirty Pair, because that's a lot more better anime to watch, because it's a lot more vibe of 80s anime in my opinion. But that's just my opinion though. But Appa, however, it's all right in my opinion, but it was in my opinion, because that's the. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you can watch this on Crunchyroll, or you can get it on DVD and Blu-ray that is released by Sentai Filmworks as well, because this is my new anime review, which cover an anime that has been released on the web. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Uppa for today's anime review. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts. When I first watched this on Crunchyroll, because I didn't know that this anime was probably released on the web, because original net animation is basically anime being released on the web. If you haven't seen it, check it out, because it's available on Crunchyroll. You can watch it for free on Crunchyroll, or you can get it on DVD or Blu-ray from Sentai Filmworks. Hope subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook, if you have Twitter and Facebook account, and all social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join the channel, especially new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Keep it otaku for this anime review, and I got another anime review next. Stay tuned for my next anime review. I got another Gundam series from the 80s for tomorrow's anime review on Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, because you won't want to miss another anime review.